Hey, what's going on, guys? So Wolves have finally appointed Julen Lopetegui as their new manager after a whirlwind couple of weeks which saw him, as well as QPR head coach Michael Beale, turn down initial approaches from the West Midlands club. In fact, Lopetegui rejected Wolves' advances twice. First in 2016 prior to taking the Spain job, and more recently due to the ill health of his father, but decided to take on the role after a third inquiry, which came shortly after a humiliating 4-0 home defeat to Leicester City. One look at the table and you'll see that Wolves are in a right fucking state at the minute. 10 points from 14 games with just 8 goals scored, which is particularly surprising given they've got a very good squad and made some brilliant additions during the summer window. So a manager of this caliber will be backing himself to improve results right from the very get-go. And I'm willing to stick my neck out and say there's no chance they'll go down now. The mid-season World Cup is a blessing in disguise for Lopetegui, as he'll have over a month to work with these players to try and instill his philosophy before taking charge of his first game on Boxing Day against Everton away. For those wondering what his coaching style is like, Lopetegui's sides tend to play high-tempo, incredibly compact and tactically astute football. Furthermore, unlike most other Spanish coaches, Lopetegui likes having a bit of physicality and bite in all areas of the pitch, which will suit the Premier League down to a T. His favorite formation is a highly attacking 4-3-3, where two midfielders sit back in a double pivot while fullbacks and wingers bomb forward. You'll often find him using a false 9, so don't be surprised to see none of Diego Costa, Raul Jimenez, or Sasa Kalajic in the starting 11 on occasion. Outfield players will be expected to block passing lanes from the first minute to the last, and counter-press as a unit like Mo Farah on speed. So some of these lethargic performances we've seen in recent times under Bruno Lage are likely a thing of the past. Lopetegui has a reputation for building relationships with his squad very quickly, and I expect that to be the case here, particularly given he handed a 17-year-old Ruben Neves his Porto debut in 2014, something Neves is eternally grateful for and will be of huge value given the Portuguese international's influence in the dressing room. While Lopetegui's had an awful time of it this season, overseeing 10 games across La Liga and the Champions League with a record of 1 win, 3 draws and 6 defeats, you can't take anything away from his managerial career. To begin with, he was done in by the board, who failed to reinvest into an aging squad and even sold the centre-half pairing of Jules Koundé and Diego Carlos without his permission, which makes the decision to loan Conor Cody to Everton and sell Leander Dendoncker to Aston Villa look like Einstein levels of genius in comparison. Not to mention he got Sevilla into the Champions League in 3 consecutive seasons for the first time in their history, helped them achieve a record-breaking points total domestically, and won the Europa League, all while challenging for the title with one arm tied behind his back financially. In addition, he's held the 2 biggest jobs in the country at both club and international level, under an unprecedented amount of pressure. In case you've forgotten, he was sacked by Spain a day before the start of their World Cup campaign, despite being unbeaten in his 20 games in charge through absolutely no fault of his own. He had agreed to become Real Madrid manager, as so many do with clubs prior to an international tournament, but the Spanish Federation didn't want it to be announced till the conclusion of the competition. Real Madrid ignored the request and went ahead and did it anyways, which pissed off some bloke in a suit, who decided to pull the plug in retaliation. As if missing out on the chance to manage his country in the pinnacle of sport wasn't bad enough, he was dismissed by Real Madrid after just 138 days, with his last game being an embarrassing 5-1 defeat to Barcelona. To come back from a shitstorm like that shows great mental fortitude, so the pressure of being a Premier League manager will feel like a stroll in his back garden in comparison to the scrutiny he previously faced. Overall, this move just goes to show you the pulling power of English football, and you have to say, this is the best collection of coaches in a single league in the history of the sport, and it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. While winning silverware at Molineux like he did with Spain's under-19s and 21s seems far-fetched, I do back him to turn the tide and re-establish Wolves as a consistent mid-table team in due course. Before I end the video, I just wanted to tell viewers to keep an eye out for Hugo Bueno. I don't know who the fuck he is or where he's come from, but this lad's been mint at left back for Wolves, and long may it bloody continue. Cheers for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.